Good morning, everyone. Today is May 18th, and I feel like I haven't really been checking in at all in this studio vlog. I'm not even sure what footage I have for May, so it has been a really interesting month. It has been busy. Last weekend was the art studio tour, which went quite well. I met 100 people. Not all of them were new to me, so let's say I met 85 to 90 new people who were not familiar with my work, and was able to have a great setup, I think, in Haney House. You will have seen that footage already. And I've been working on the studio situation, so it is pending, and I think hopefully by Monday or Tuesday I will have signed a contract for a studio. So I'm very, very excited. It's been a long time coming. I'm really excited about the community that I'm going to be joining, because not only is it a studio space, but there's a gallery space in an adjacent building. There's a community atmosphere that the artists have, and the owner of the business is very much interested in building community, and also in mentoring the artists that are part of the studios. And so I'm really excited about that. So as you can see today, I'm in the community room studio space that I've rented off and on over the last 4 years. And I'm here with my friend Dorothy. She's not here at the moment. And so I don't know if I'm going to be renting this space anymore for this purpose, because I'm going to have a studio space and I'm going to be there consistently. So my plan is to work there 3 days a week minimum, and obviously I have to set it up. So it's basically a blank space with 2 walls that are going to be my walls. It's a great big room, and artists kind of cordon off areas that are going to be their studio spaces. So I'm still, the owner is going to be figuring out how much square footage I'm going to be getting, and then I'm going to be figuring out how to set the space up to work optimally. And I have a feeling that what I'll end up doing is creating kind of a temporary space, so that I can work in the space and really feel out what I feel I need in the space. So I'm definitely going to need some sort of a partition wall for portion of it. But I'm also planning to use maybe like a bookshelf, because I'm kind of in a little corner, and I don't think privacy is going to be a huge issue for me, because there's 2 other artists at the other end of the building, and their spaces are quite open to the room, really. And otherwise, there's just kind of a communal area close to where my studio space will be. And I don't think the space is used, like people come and go on their own timelines. And so I could, there's the potential for me to be there by myself most of the time and not even encounter the other artists who work there. There's another building adjacent, which is more traditionally set up with like individual rooms and doors. And eventually I might move into that space, but I will definitely be in this space for at least a year, and then I'm going to kind of feel out how I'm participating in the community, how often I'm there, if there's lots of other people who are there at the same time as me, and just get a feel for what the space how I'll use the space, and then if I feel like I'm ready for a different type of studio space, or I can increase my budget or something like that, then maybe I'll move, but we'll see. It's interesting because it's fluid and it will evolve, but it's also a start, and it feels very, very good. It feels very good, and I'm really excited to get going. So I probably, start paying rent June 1st and start moving in. June's already kind of a busy month, but I feel like this will be a really good, it'll be a good start to have the summer of my studio. So today I'm working on getting really close to finishing the piece that I'm calling Education of a White Girl. And I'm doing kind of an interesting application, which you will have seen earlier in the video as well, of layering this red crochet cotton, I think that's what it's considered, crochet cotton, onto, it's going to be going on the inside of the sign. This is the Sesame Street sign, for those of you who ever watch Sesame Street. And that's going to be all this area around the letters is going to be filled in with the red. So I'm working on that today. I've also got, you can see here, I've got the quilt that I have not worked on in months, probably at least a month, maybe a month and a half. I haven't cut any fabric, so I'm going to do that. I was originally going to buy more fabric, but then I realized I've got so much fabric, I just need to not be so not be so fussy about the color coordination of the quilt, make it a bit more patchy, and just use some of the fabric that I already have. So that's what I'm going to do. So the contrasting purple fabric is going to be contrasted with a darker gray fabric. And then I'm going to cut out some more panels. This panel, because I'm going to be starting work on the next panel. These move so much faster now that I've come up with this method, so I'm really happy about that. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I need to do some reading for the Booktube Prize, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to maybe sketch. I'm just going to be puttering, and I'm not going to be too I don't have a specific agenda or anything like that today. I'm just, gonna work away, study. So yeah, I'll probably check in again tomorrow, and see you then. Good morning, everybody. Yesterday's session went really well, and I'm just going to continue on pretty much with the same work today. I did write a list before I left the studio yesterday just to make sure that I remembered all the things I wanted to get done today. So I did the quilt work yesterday. I'm not going to cut any fabric for the quilt today, but I don't think, unless I get bored later and want to do some. But for the most part, it'll just be the two pieces working on the next body of work. So I'll show you what I get up to. Hey everybody, just a little update. It's Monday, May 27th, I think, and I'm just waiting right now for a text to go pick up keys for a studio. So it's happening, and this process has had a lot of ups and downs and uncertainty, and I'm really excited to be at this stage, to be at this point, but also super just like wanting to get things in there and get things organized. It's basically an open space in a corner of a room. So I have purchased some office walls that are going to form one corner, and I have to kind of create the space myself. So it's not a dream studio scenario, in terms of architecture and light and all those things. But what it is a start and a space that's mine and a space that I can make my own and work in. And that's really all I need right now. I just need a space where I can think and work and feel like I am alone enough to focus. So that is what this space is going to provide me. And also a great community of artists are in these two buildings, and it's a good community atmosphere. So I'm excited about that, and I feel like there's a lot of other things that I need to get done and need to do this week that are not related to my art practice. And so I'm really hoping that I can start even moving in today. It may be that quick because Dave is got a light day at work, so he'll be able to help. So that's where I am right now. It is I'm just like antsy and like excited, and I'm chomping at the bit here. I'm very once I get the thing in sight and it's happening, I just want to complete it. It's just my nature. So that's where I am. Just wanted to share that with you. If you are someone who is waiting for a studio and you don't have that space, and you're waiting and you feel a sense of envy or jealousy or frustration that you can't be in this position, I just want to give you my solidarity and tell you that I understand how you feel, and know that things will manifest and happen for you too. And these roads these paths are not straight lines, you know, they're spirals, and you move through these paths slowly, and there's a lot of other factors, other people that influence how fast these things go as well. So you can't be too hard on yourself when you're waiting for them to happen. So I feel you, and hang in there. Yeah, so that is all my update is for today. I didn't do much work at all last week because I did those 2 days in the community room studio, and I don't even know how much work I'm going to do this week. I do have a few things I'd like to do, but I'd like to get, you know, the studio space as set up as possible. I have to order some tables, that type of stuff. So yeah, so that is my my update, and I'm very excited to show you the space, and I'm very excited to see how the space evolves. I'll probably be there for, you know, I'll be there for at least a year because I'm going to sign a 1-year lease, but maybe even 2 years. So it'll be interesting to see the way the space changes over that time and how it functions. I'm going to bring things in terms of furniture quite slowly because I want to make sure that everything I bring in has a purpose and has, you know, optimal space. I don't want to purchase anything that's going to be a burden to have in the space. So I want to make sure that I'm bringing things in very slowly, very practically, things that can function in different ways and move around and fulfill the different needs I have for the space at different points in my art making process. So I'll check in again. Probably the next thing you'll see is some video of the space. Very excited to show you. Creation phase. If I was a good vlogger, I would have done a whole time lapse, but I'm not a good vlogger sometimes. Hey everybody. This is the face of a very tired person. So I just wanted to check in with you. You've seen the video of the setting up of the studio space. In case you can't tell, because I am so worn out, I am so excited and happy to have my space set up. I'm just exhausted. It's been a lot of driving back and forth to the space, which is about a 20-minute drive if there's not a lot of traffic. It's been moving stuff up and down stairs, carrying lots of things. I had bought 2 6-foot by 3-foot tables, and then realized today that the one that I had set up is not structurally sound. There's a problem with one of the spots where it was soldered together underneath, and I thought, you know, I just bought them, so I should take it back and exchange it. So it's in the back of my car. I'll probably do that on Friday because I need a little bit of a break from driving and from like this process. Tonight I'm actually going to an art and craft social gathering, which, to be perfectly honest, I feel really tired and not up for, but I'm going to push through, which is my theme for this quarter, push. So it's a push. I'm going to also visit a gallery with my friend Shamina, who which we are considering putting in an application for the Clocking In project. So these are things that have to get done on the other side of my artist life, socializing, making connections, and hopefully getting a gallery application in for their show. So I have to do these things, and I know that once I get into them, I will enjoy them. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, family things. My kids are going to camp and on a theater trip, and there's awards, and there's tests, and there's end of the year. It's a lot. it's a lot, and I am pretty worn out. I feel pretty tired, even though like I did sleep well last night. It's just been a lot getting this all together. So I don't think I'm going to go back to the studio. I might go Saturday morning if there's some sort of a brunch gathering, which I haven't heard about, so I don't know. And then otherwise I'm going to be there Monday. Just go in Monday and start and actually work rather than having to set stuff up. And I'll say this too about the studio. It's not perfect. It probably will never be perfect. I think I'm starting to understand that studio spaces are an evolving type of space. They have to change and adapt to the way you change and adapt your practice. So I think right now I've set it up well enough that I feel confident that I can work in this space. That's what I was trying to get it to, a workable space. Once I work in the space for, a month, at least a month, then I'm going to start to take things out that don't need to be there, because I've got a lot of stuff. I have a lot of fabric, like, old sheets and old blankets and things that like eventually could become art, but like how long will it be before I make it into art, and how long do I want to store these things, and how long do I want to have surfaces covered? I really, if it was ideal, I would have a bigger space with more storage. But this is what I can afford right now in terms of a rental price. And also, I think that I would like to be working in a more concise way and to understand like what materials I'm actually going for often and which ones I'm keeping around and I'm not really using. So I want to go through all of that, but that's like a later date thing. That's me working in the space for weeks and like coming up with, just moving stuff and being in the space and feeling it out for a while to get a feel for it. So that is what I'm going to do. The only thing I have left to take over is a proper chair with a back. I just have a little bench over there to sit on right now, and my actual sewing machine. I decided not to take the machine today because I'm not going to be using it today. I will take it on Monday when I go, because I will need it to do some work with it. So then everything will be over there. But I didn't want to take it over there and just leave it there when I'm not actually going to be using it anyway. And like I said, I will exchange that table on Friday, and I have lots of other things to do for, my kids' yearbook has to get done. I just have other things going on, and I've been like focusing on the studio all week, and it's Wednesday afternoon, and now it's time to shift over to some other things, and take a little break from that for now. So that's the update for the studio. Today is the 29th of May. So I'm not sure if there's going to be much after this for you for the studio vlog. If there is, you will see it in a minute. And if there's not, then goodbye. And thank you so much for watching. And I will be back again soon with another video.